now we will hear from Chester's Barbecue, Toya Chester.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Toya Chester. On behalf of myself, my husband, and his family, we would like to thank God for giving us the opportunity to continue the legacy with Chester's Barbecue. Chester's Barbecue was started back in 1949 by his grandfather, Jack Chester, and has continued on in the 5th generation, which he is now running and on. We have 3 locations now. Our newest location just opened up in Phoenix City on Highway 165. Our second location is on Veterans Parkway, closer to the Civic Center. Our first location is on North Star Drive. We are known for our ribs, our sandwiches, and our mustard-based barbecue sauce. So if you haven't tried, please come out and try it. We want to thank Pam for this opportunity, and also we thank all of our customers for their support, and we pray that you will continue to support us. Thank you.
Now we will be hearing from Attorney Walter Fortson of the Fortson Law Firm.
Good afternoon. My name is Walter Lewis Fortson, and that's a little different from what's in your handouts. I have to use my entire name because when I was growing up, everybody called me Lewis. And if you would ask someone right now who is Walter Fortson, they would never know. When I went to college, everybody called me Walter. So I introduce myself now as Walter Lewis Fortson. I grew up in the Hattiesburg and Hurtsboro area, and I'm a personal injury lawyer. I'm not sure all of you know what that means, but I'm the alternative to those guys that you see on TV every hour of every day. And I have the benefit of having done this for 31 years. I'm also a trial attorney. That also distinguishes my office. What happens in my business is people ask, why do I need a lawyer? A lawyer is there to hold the threat of a lawsuit. If you're not a trial attorney, everybody tries to do this, but you have to be able to do it well. If you've noticed over the last 5 years, you've seen many, many, many lawyers with TV advertisements doing personal injury. They didn't do it before. Everybody got into it because of the economy. Because personal injury is insurance-based, nobody has to come out of their pockets to pay you. But you have to be a good lawyer to get the best settlement. That's what we do. And I'll be happy to talk to anyone about this after this program is over. But I want to congratulate Pam and these young people here, because I almost welled up. I had an office in Columbus from the early 90s up into the mid-2000s. I left Columbus because I wanted to spend time with my children, both of my children, before they got out of high school, because I knew after that I wouldn't have the opportunity to be with them both at the same time. Sadly, at that time, no one could have predicted I could do what I do from anywhere, with the technology changing the way it is. I can do personal injury from anywhere. I've had a case as far away as Hawaii. But they didn't have the email then. You couldn't send stuff just like that. You had to personally see people. But now I'm back. My kids are in college, so I got to go back to work. Thank you so much, Pam, for inviting me. This was very, very wonderful. Very wonderful. Thank you very much.
Unity with Pam Willis Hovey is being brought to you by these sponsors.
Hello, this is Pastor Willis of the Move of God Ministry. We come to welcome you to be a part of our ministry. This is not a put on, but this is a come on. And we come to share in our different ministries with our dance team, with our choir, and our TV ministry. And we looking for great things to happen, great miracles to happen within this place. Come and be a part of the blessing plan.
Taylor Funeral Home, a living service for the living. It's a family affair. Our family serving yours. 1514 5th Avenue in Phoenix City, Alabama.
When you've been hurt in an accident, it helps to have experienced and knowledgeable attorneys to help you in your time of need. For over 30 years, our office has been helping victims in auto and truck accidents or with work-related injuries. We resolve thousands of cases both in and out of court. So if you've been hurt and it wasn't your fault,
talk to Walt.
Talk to Walt.
Habla con Walt.
Talk to Walt.
For more than 60 years, the Dairy Queen recipe for success has been simple. It's been a combination of hardworking people, great tasting food, and tempting treats served in our establishments every day. Although a lot has changed in 60 years, some things remain the same. The smiles on children's faces, a treat for a good report card, close friends enjoying a great meal, and families spending quality time together. Here at DQ, we are always committed to treat you right.
Why Chalmers?
We manage the details so that businesses don't have to. Our expert consultants understand the individual needs of all of our clients.
We're here for you.
It's great to have the business support of Chalmers. They handle my bookkeeping, payroll, and collections. Now I have more time to dedicate to my customers.
Your success is our success.
With affordable rates for payroll, bookkeeping, collection, and IT services, Chalmers can ease the stress of running a business.
Chalmers Support Services. What you can't do, we can.
Come on in to Sugars for a sweet taste of Southern cooking. You will be taken back to Sunday dinner at Grandma's house with every bite. Daily specials serving fried chicken, collards, black-eyed peas, also melt-in-your-mouth cornbread. You will want to ask for seconds. Also try one of our homemade desserts. You will be in sweet, sweet heaven. Sugars offers catering for all your corporate, church, and family gatherings. They will do all the work and save you all the trouble. Sugars, a taste of Southern cooking.
Now we're going to hear from Raymond Thorne of Chairmore's Support Service.
Good morning. I think it's still morning, or is it afternoon? First of all, I'd like to thank Pam for inviting me here today. I also like to thank the pastor of this beautiful church for allowing us to come here and talk with you today. I am the president and owner of Chalmers Support Services. We're a payroll and human resource bookkeeping service for small businesses. I originally was going to talk about that, but after seeing this service, I feel like I'm in church. So something knocked on my head and said, maybe you need to talk about something else. Because everybody is not in business. But I've listened to these ladies here, both groups, it has inspired me to just tell you a little bit of story about who I am and how I got to where I am. First of all, I like to tell these ladies to keep your dream alive. Don't let anyone steal your dream. Once you stop dreaming, you stop living. I am a believer of that, and I remember a song by Donnie McClurkin that says, "Stand." And I say to you that if you stand for God, then you don't have to worry about anything else. Everything else will take care of itself. I come from a poor family, lived in a 3-bedroom house. Some of you may remember it's called a shotgun house. Yes, sir. We had a 1-bedroom, a living room, if you want to call it, a bathroom, and we called it a bathroom, but it was a half bath, because all we had was a toilet and a sink, and we boiled our water to have hot water. But because of God, I don't have to do that anymore. I can pass by those houses now and just remember and thank God for bringing me out of those houses. I don't have any animosity because of that. I thank Him because He's brought me a long way. One day I asked God, as a child, I said, what do I want to do as a child? And I said, I want to be a businessman. I want to own my own company. But you have to be careful what you ask God for. Because He will. He will reward you and give you all the blessings that you cannot handle. My problem with that, with asking him to give me a company, was I didn't tell him how many companies I wanted. So what happened was he gave me more than I asked for. So now I sit here before you, not only one company, but I have 5 companies. So what he did was he gave me more than what I wanted and more than I asked for. So when you ask God for something, be careful that you make sure you are specific in what you ask for, because he will give you what you ask for if you believe. I look out at this audience today, and most of you don't realize that I'm blind. I am legally blind. I'm blind physically by eyes, but not in my heart and spirit. He's allowed me to continue to see through those parts of my body. A year or two ago, I said I was going to retire. My wife said, "You're going to retire?" I said, "Yes, I'm going to retire. Why not?" But God had another plan for me. He said it was not time for me to retire yet. So he gave me another company. He gave me something else to do. Last year, I bought a basketball team, a women's semi-pro basketball team. And the reason I mention that, because look at these young ladies here. And it makes me think about, I got a lot of basketball players probably right in this group here that could come out and be with our team. But the reason I say this is because what I'm saying is God works miracles. And those young ladies that had hard times in their lives, you know, God is in control. Don't you worry about that. He's going to take care of everything. Team challenge, I challenge you to continue challenging yourself. Because as long as you do that, nobody can stop you. I'd like to offer the Team Challenge group and our other group here to give all you ladies a ticket to our first home game, which is in this coming May. If your directors will get with me today, we'll make sure we have enough tickets for everybody in your group to have tickets to the first home game, so you can see some positive young ladies that are out doing some very good things in this city. So I'd like to invite all of you guys to come out and join our team. One other thing I'd like to mention, a few weeks ago, I was feeling real down. Well, actually, it was a month or two ago, actually. And my granddaughter was there. She's 3 years old. And we were talking. And she said, "Papa, if you see me fighting a bear, don't help me, help the bear." And so I said, wait a minute. If my grandbaby can tell me that, that means why do I have to be down? I need to keep fighting. So what I say is you need to keep fighting, because God will help you out there.
Now we're calling Tony Taylor, a representative from Taylor's Funeral Home. Are they with us today?
I am not Tony Taylor. I am Yvonne Taylor with Taylor Funeral Home in Phoenix City, Alabama, right across the river from here. Taylor Funeral Home is a family-owned establishment that was established in 1999. I am a licensed funeral director and a support group facilitator. I came today to talk about some of the services, or one of the services that we offer, which is a pre-need service. Pre-need means that you make your funeral arrangements prior to passing. Oftentimes, we have families who have death in the family, and there's a struggle as to how the funeral expenses will be taken care of. They can't grieve the loss of their loved one because they're trying to figure out how are they going to take care of the funeral expenses. Pre-need came about because there are persons who are not insurable, meaning that because of certain health conditions, age, premiums will be more than the person or the family can afford. So pre-need is a way for a person to take care of their funeral expenses prior to passing, not only for themselves or for a family member. The beauty of pre-need is that, unlike insurance premiums, you can make payments, whatever amount you want to, as often as you want to. With insurance premiums, there is a set amount. If you should miss 1 month, you stand the risk of your insurance being canceled. You go into another month. Of course, the insurance will lapse. With pre-need, you can come in weekly, monthly, every other 2 or 3 months, once a year, however you want to do it, and make or pay on your funeral arrangements. Now, some people frown on pre-need. In life, we make plans for everything except for dying. God told us in His Word that, death is something that every man is going to experience. But when it comes to death, a lot of times we're unprepared. When there's a wedding in the family, we prepare for that. We make prior arrangements. When there's a birthday party or some special gathering or holiday, we make arrangements for that. We pre-plan. When there's someone in the family who's going off to college, we pre-plan, we make arrangements for that. We plan for everything except for dying. Dying is something that we just can't get around. When Adam and Eve, some people, want to put the blame on Adam, others want to put the blame on Eve. But either way, when Adam and Eve disobeyed the word of God, death came into play. So death is something that we cannot get around. And at Taylor Funeral Home, we encourage persons to prearrange or make arrangements before death. Because when that time comes and there are no funds to take care of your funeral arrangements, it's a burden on those who are left behind. It's a burden. They can't grieve or they can't mourn the loss because they are trying to figure out how they're going to take care of the funeral arrangements. And we don't think about this until the time comes. If you would like to hear or ask questions, then give us a call at Taylor Funeral Home. We'll be glad to entertain the questions that you may have in reference to pre-need, how it's done. And another beauty of the service of pre-need is that it locks in the prices at today's prices. If you come in today and prearrange your funeral and live 50, 60 years from now, your service, or rather your funeral is already locked in at that cost that you planned for years ago. And it also helped to relieve the burden on the family of having to take care of those fine, intimate details that would not necessarily be if the person had prearranged the service. So when it comes to a prearranged services, families are grateful because it's less details involved. They can grieve, they can go ahead and set the date and time because everything else has been taken care of. So if you would like other information or have questions concerning pre-need, we'll be glad to entertain those questions. You can give us a call at Taylor Funeral Home, or you can stop by the office at 1514 Fifth Avenue in Phoenix City, Alabama. Thank you, Pam, for having me. And she calls herself Big Girl, but I'm better known as Baby Sister. Thank you.
Unity with Pam Willis Hovey is being brought to you by these sponsors.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
You love your parents, and it's hard to see them struggle to keep their independence. Magnolia Manor can give your parents the assistance they need to enjoy life. You won't have to worry if they are eating well or taking their medications properly. And they'll be in a safe, secure environment with no need to worry about cleaning house or doing yard work. Visit magnoliamanor.com to learn more. Magnolia Manor, just down the road, a community of convenience, caring, and fun.
My name is Japal. 2 years ago, I received a kidney transplant. When I was 21 years old, I started dialysis, and for 7.5 years, I was a patient receiving treatments 3 times a week for 4 hours each session, and man, it was hard. After receiving my kidney transplant, I was able to find and marry the love of my life. My kidney transplant gave me my life back.
You have the power to donate life. Be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. To find out how, go today to donatelifegeorgia.org.
When Bill Larson's brakes started squeaking. When Pam Summers' check engine light went on. And before Tom headed out on vacation. They all came here. Midas, Total Car Care, total customer care. That's the Midas touch.
Enrichment Services is giving a young child in our community a head start on kindergarten. Enrichment Services is providing a nutritious meal for senior citizens. Enrichment Services, a host of educational and assistance programs to benefit all ages.
Home, a live-in service for the living. It's a family affair. Our family serving yours. 1514 5th Avenue in Phoenix City, Alabama.
Now we will have Mr. Kason Hammett from Front Porch.
How y'all doing? I work at Front Porch of the South. It's located on 7607 Veterans Parkway. How many of y'all have been there before? Just a handful. I encourage y'all to come check it out. It's a great place. It's one of the largest indoor thrift markets in the Southeast. What separates us from other thrift markets is we have an event center, which is what I take care of. I run that, and Pam's supposed to be having a show there coming up sometime in May or June or something like that. So maybe y'all can come check it out then. We rent booths. We have over 432 booths, and it varies on size. Price varies on size, sorry. And I'd like to, at this time, ask the person for Teen Challenge if they'd like to, we'll give them a free booth, and they can put stuff in, and it'd be a way for them to raise money towards Teen Challenge. So we'd like to do that. Well, I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, you can call us at 706-576-5757 or visit us at frontporchofthesouth.com. Appreciate it.
Now we will have Dr. Kangster.
My business name is Dr. Kangster. My mother and daddy named me Michael Diggs. But I make canes and stats. I have a lot of things to talk about. But being a youth at one time, having kids and everything, I've always had to deal with that situation. But for one time today, the youth that's in here today doing what they're doing has given me some exposure, and they have changed my minded program. But what I want to talk about is really directed to them. This is something I do when I get off from work. I'm a tree surgeon by trade, and I'm in the woods. I'm always in the woodwork and stuff like that, but I picked this up in high school and wood shop. I took up wood shop, but the two things came together, my job and my woodworking in school, and it got to be a woody thing, if you understand what I'm saying. So, all my pieces are one of a kind. I have a website, it's drkangster.com.